Hey, this is Alistair, and I'm here with one of my alters, Yuri. His full name being Yuri Fox. And yeah, you guessed it, Yuri is the younger sibling of Kaya. I said we would do one of these with Yuri, and now we are, so without further ado, let's just get into it. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Yuri. I've been an alter in the Vukasin system ever since the year 2005. I'm a Katani just like Kaya, because as you no doubt know from watching the last video, Kaya and I are siblings. I'm of consenting age and my gender pronouns are ze, zaz, zam.
Yuri's got that co-host energy going on. I still remember back in the day when Z used to be so timid. Which alters are your favorites?
Oh no, I have a lot of favorites. But if I were to list them all, we'd be here for too long. So, to save time, I'll just list my top 3, okay? Yeah, so my top 3 favorite Vukasin alters are Ari, Kaya, and our mother. Her name is Nadia.
So yeah, your mama, your older sibling, and your personal cyber nurse. That makes sense, Which alters are your least favorites?
Since I listed off my top 3 favorite alters, I'll list off my top 3 least favorite alters next. And those are Asato, Shay, and Ash. Because all 3 of them are not very nice people. Not to Kaya nor to me, so I'm sorry if that's mean of me to say, but it is true. It's how I feel, and you're the one asking the questions. I'm just answering them.
And that's totally valid, Yuri. You're right. I asked you a question and you answered it. Yuri's also right about, we already know at this point that Asato's a thug. He's a thug to his enemies, he's a thug to his friends, he's all around a thug. But Shay and Ash, you might not have picked up on it from the videos that they put out, but yeah, you don't want to mess with them. Let's just put it at that. How do you contribute to the Vukasin system?
How do I contribute? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I guess you could say I'm multifaceted. I do a lot of things. I am a drama hoarder. I'm not a leader, by the way. I might be really short and petite and have a high-pitched voice, but as I answered in the first question, I'm of consenting age. I am not a little. I'm old enough to work and I'm not a little. Alright. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. So, I'm a trauma holder. I'm not a little. And I'm not sure if you can classify me as a sexual protector like Kaya. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really sure. Is it okay for us to have more than one? Because Kaya tends to take care of those sorts of things, but I think I might also. I'm also very helpful with stuff like food, like cooking, like preparing meals. If our system or people need to eat something, I can come out and I can make them something to eat. Whether I actually get to eat it or not is a different story, but not all of our alters know how to make food. I am one of the ones who does know and who actually really enjoys cooking and preparing food in general. So, trauma hoarder, not a little, potential sexual protector. Also, I make food. Once again, I feel like I'm sort of rambling. I I guess you could also call me somewhat of a peacemaker too, because, um, whenever there's conflict or stress or anything like that, um, I usually try to talk to people and make them feel better. Uh, I keep drawing a blank though. I feel like I've gone on a bit too long, so take what you can get from this answer, I suppose.
On the contrary, I don't think you drew any sort of blank with that answer, Yuri. Okay, you listed off that you're a trauma holder, you ain't a little, you're potentially a sexual protector, and by your own words of classification, you called yourself a peacemaker. So, I got some things to say about all of those. The trauma holder and the potential sexual protector thing are, of course, connected. And I can personally speak on this because I was somewhat involved. I don't know. Like, obviously, I won't go into any serious details, but here's your trigger warning. Anyways, I was over at somebody's house one day, and this was like around the time that I was first coming out as trans. So, I just had to deal with transphobia basically for several years. And it didn't matter where it came from, whether it was from strangers or from family or from friends, literally didn't matter. I had to deal with it from everybody I told. And I told everybody. I was never shy about it. I always spoke up. I always told people. And that goes with everything that I knew about myself. The moment I figured something about myself out, I let people know. And that might potentially be an autistic thing because, yeah, I'm autistic too. But, anyways, so it was around the time that I first figured out that I was trans, and I was letting everybody know that. And this person who I naively believed to be my friend at the time started throwing some transphobia my way, and eventually took things a little too far. Well, I can't tell you what happened. Not only because, one, it's triggering, but two, I honestly don't remember because Yuri pulled me out of the way and took over. So whatever happened, Yuri knows. I don't. Z protected me from that experience. So yeah, even if stuff like that doesn't happen with Yuri nearly as often as it does with Kaya or whoever, Yuri still protected me from that situation. And so, if you're asking me, then yeah, I would classify Yuri as a sexual protector. Even if it was just a one-time thing, even if it never happens again in our life, still, you gotta give props where props are due. I know I said I had a lot of stuff to comment on as far as this little portion of what Yuri said, but I already spent too much time on just that alone, so I think I should stop there and we should just move on. Have you changed at all since making this video?
I have changed since I made that video 4 years ago. I was a little sad to hear that the way Kaya changed since then was that she's become more self-conscious than she was back in those days. Well, for me, it was sort of the opposite. I think I've changed by being more confident in myself. I seem to have a better sense of self today than I did back then. And I don't know, perhaps that's somewhat why I don't really like my old videos that I made. Like Kaya, I asked Alistair to take them down, and I'm even doing my little commentary interview session over this particular episode because this video was the last day that Kuan was with us. Alistair was really sad because we were being forced to rehome Kuan, and obviously a lot of our alters really liked Kuan, Alistair and Matsuri to name a couple, but I'm sure there were others too. So I wanted to do something nice by recording a final video of Kuan before he had to leave. So I don't mind doing my commentary interview over this particular video because it's not just of me back then, but it's of me and of Kuan. And so yeah, I've changed since then. I'm more confident in myself. I have a better sense of who I am today than I did back in those days. And so I don't want to see old videos of me because to me that looks like going backwards, and I don't want to go backwards. I only want to go forward with who I am as a person, and I just want to live my best life. And I feel like the way to live your best life is to keep moving forward. Don't go backwards because there's nothing you can do about those days. They're over, they're gone. The only thing you can do now is just continue to improve upon yourself, and that's what I intend to do.
Well, that's a really sweet mindset, Yuri. And I think we can all take something from your wise words. Or at least I can. I've been trying to keep moving forward and to not dwell so much in the past. But some days it's just kind of rough, you know? Oh well. All we can do is try. What was your favorite part of the video?
I feel like my last two answers were really long, so I'll try to keep this one short. My favorite part of the video was that I was able to give Kuan a proper send-off, I suppose. Making that last video of Kuan, and surprisingly enough it happened right before our very last therapy session. I felt like it was nice for Alistair, for Matsuri, and for the rest of our alters who really loved Kuan. So I was happy to be able to give them that.
Not as long as some of the things that I've said. Shit. But yeah, thanks for that. That was actually super sweet of you. I love that I got that video because it was during a time where I was going into the inner world a lot because I couldn't deal with the stress of not being able to keep Kuan anymore. I really fucking loved him, you know? He was one of my dogs. And the fact that I had to get rid of him just tore me apart, and I couldn't cope. So it was just nice to know that I had some alters who had me in mind at least, and knew how much Kuan meant to me, and made videos with him during his last few days with us. That was real sweet. Getting choked up here. Quite literally. Ugh. So yeah, sorry for some of the trigger heavy talk earlier and for the nearly dying bit. It wasn't a bit, it was real. I was actually choking. But my point is, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. See you later.